Good morning, and
Good
welcome to
morning.
Coffee and Conversations with AMR Elite Realtors. I am Alicia Richardson, Associate Broker,
And I'm Juanita Winky Kennedy.
and we have with us this morning Mr. Eric Wagner and Mr. Greg Fritz of Ameris Bank Mortgage. Good morning, sirs. How are you?
Morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Morning
Thank
to
you for
you.
inviting us.
Yes, we thank you so much for taking the opportunity to be with us this morning and give us some good information. So if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and about Ameris Bank, that would be great.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I've been in the business, in the mortgage lending business for about 6 years. Before that, I was a long-term executive in finance and real estate. So I've got a much longer background, broadly speaking, in finance, real estate, mortgages. I'm at Ameris Bank now. Ameris Bank is about a 53-year-old publicly traded regional bank, headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. We've got about 22 billion in assets. We lend in 48 states, including Washington, D.C. And we've got mortgage branches in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia.
And I'm Greg Fritz, and I've been with the mortgage residential lending for 35 years. And I don't really remember what I did before. But this has been a wonderful, I love this business very much and helping home buyers.
Well, you have to be in it for 35 years. That's a long time. So I guess you wouldn't remember what you did before.
Hey, do what you love and love what you do.
Yeah, right.
And that's why Greg and I work well together. When I got into the business, I found Greg and I worked together, and I found that our philosophies were very similar. It was a little bit less of the sales, really, and a little bit more about taking care of customers and helping people.
That makes a difference. That makes a big difference.
Big difference. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you already said about what states that you cover. So I'll go down to our next question. I've heard about this new program that you offer, the HPE. Can you tell us a little bit about that program and how it will help new home buyers in specific areas?
Yes, it's called Housing Purchase Enhancement. It is a grant program. We are giving up to $12,500 in grant money and $1,000 for home warranty and home appraisal to home buyers. It's up to $12,500 or 4%. So for those of us who like math, that means if you buy anything for $312,500 or more, you are potentially eligible for the whole grant. There is no income limit, which is different than a lot of them. A lot of grant programs require you to only make a certain amount of money. In this program, you can make any amount of money you want. And what's interesting is it's based upon where you live today before you buy your home. Most programs are based upon they make you buy in a certain area. Why this is really interesting is most of Prince George's County and St. Charles County down to White Plains is eligible.
Okay.
So, if you live in those places now, you are very likely to be eligible to get this grant to move anywhere you want in the entire country.
Right. So they really would have to reach out to you and find out if the area that they specifically live in is covered so that they could get that money.
Correct. Yeah, we can send you guys the link as well. But you type in your current address and it'll say if your address is eligible or not. And at that point, then we go through the regular process of qualifying the borrower based upon their assets, their income, their credit score, and everything else. Now, they do have to be a first-time home buyer, one of the borrowers. So if there's a borrower and a co-borrower, one of the two has to be a first-time home buyer. You have to put at least 3% down payment. The maximum loan is $766,550. And like I said, you can purchase, if your home is eligible now, you can then purchase in any of the states we lend in, which is 48 states. So it's a really good program. It kind of flips the traditional grant program on its head.
So I heard something interesting. I think you said you have to put 3.5% down, or you have to put 3% down.
Yeah, it's a minimum 3% down payment, but so it's a traditional Fannie Mae sort of based first-time home buyer program, which requires 3% down payment plus closing costs. Obviously, that $12,500 is used to offset some of those costs.
Okay, 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 okay. All right. I just
They
want to make sure I
pay
heard
that
it
money
right.
back. So the $12,500, you know, a lot of the programs, they have to pay the money back. Can you give us some particulars about how that works? Do they have to pay it back when they sell the house, or how does that work?
Silent
This
second.
is, yeah, it's a great question. $7,500 is immediately forgiven. Is Greg, is that right? Is 7,500 forgiven?
It's 5,000.
Sorry, it's 5,000 forgiven immediately. The other 7,500 is forgiven over, we say over 5 years, but it's really over 60 months. So it's each month a little bit more is forgiven. So the bottom line is, if you live there for 5 years, you never pay anything back.
And that is awesome.
Yeah, because there are a lot of them that have
It's
that hidden second mortgage or hidden lien, and then once you sell 20 years later, they're like, hey, you got to pay us this back. And it's like, where did that
Yeah.
come from?
This is a second lien, but it's gone in 5 years. And the whole idea, of course, is that, you know, Fannie Mae and Ameris Bank want to encourage, stable home ownership.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And especially for first-time home buyers, because sometimes they just do not have all of that money up front, and it really helps to get them to the closing table without having to worry about whether or not they have all of the money in the bank to, to make it happen. So we want to definitely help our first-time home buyers. This is a great program.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So, Mr. Greg, I wanted to say this. You've been in for 35 years, so you've seen all types of different programs that come along or that they create and then they wither away. As far as this particular program, can you tell us, I guess, what's your viewpoint of this one compared to others? You know, I've seen different things happen, and I'm like, well, this one's way better than that. How do you feel about this one?
Yes, over the years, I've seen it where you have an income limit, and a lot of times they've applied and also they've gotten a raise and they disqualified because of their income, which is a good thing, right? Meaning in the sense of you want to get salary raises and everything like that, but it disqualified for the program. This one has a no income limit, so I don't have to worry about that. The second part is I've had situations where one side of the street qualified in other programs and the other side of the street didn't qualify because of a location. And I've had that. This one says, hey, they currently live at this address and they're eligible. I have no income limit. So now we can take them and they can move wherever they like. They can go from Maryland to a PG County. They can go to another county. They can go to DC. They can go to Virginia, wherever they'd like. And it's just a nice way to transition to a nice house and have some fun buying a house.
Right. Wow.
Definitely want to highlight that program for the first-time home buyer. So if you're a first-time home buyer, you want to definitely give you guys a call so that they can be a part of this program, and with no income limitations. And most of the programs have income limitations.
Yes.
I think
and the reality is some of those income limits are pretty low. And so it gets a little frustrating for people who, I always get frustrated if I have to tell someone that you make too much, because nobody on the planet thinks they make too much. And so that's a little frustrating with other grant programs. That's the biggest advantage of this program, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage, because that income limit, I don't know why when they feel like you do make too much to give you some financial assistance, like, well, that doesn't even make sense. Everyone needs some help.
And in this day and age, I don't think anybody makes too much.
They
do not make enough.
Right.
Exactly.
So now with this program, you know how there's usually hidden fees or, the escalated interest rate to pay it back and that type thing. Is there something like that with it as well? Does it have an escalated interest rate, or is just whatever the current interest rate is, that's what it is?
No, I love these questions. Our program is based on Fannie Mae's first-time homebuyer programs. Those programs actually wipe away all of the hidden stuff, the extra fees, any of the add-ons. So you're actually, with this program, getting the very lowest rate we can possibly give for a first-time homebuyer.
So it does not change if they take part in this program with you guys. So if they're getting the house at, let's just say they're getting it at 6.7 or 6.5, to be a part of the program, will it change it to 7.5 because they actually using that program? Because that's what a lot of the programs do. They actually they give
Right.
it to you and they take it back. And I've
Yeah.
never understood that.
Exactly.
I've never understood that.
No, that's frustrating, right? They always try to make it up on the rate. No, this case, if you're at that 6.7, you're going to be at 6.7 anyway, and you're going to get the benefit of the $12,500 as long as, again, where you live now is eligible.
So now I have a question.
It's an unprecedented program. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But I have a question. It's concerning that program, but then other packages you may offer. You know, sometimes people try to stack programs, like maybe I can get the 12,500, but can I use CSEP or something else? Like, can I do a 2-1 buy down with it? And can I do this? Are you able to stack something with that, or is just that program?
So, Greg, correct me again if I'm wrong. This program is considered a second mortgage, so you cannot stack it with other down payment assistance programs that also want to be in the second position. So for mortgage, the MMP program or DC Open Doors or Virginia Housing, you cannot use them together. You can use it with, I believe, with FHLB funds, which is
the third position, right?
Right, because FHLB will take a third position lien. So the answer is in most situations, no, you cannot stack it. But what Greg and I will do is we're going to look under every rock to make sure that the buyer's getting every advantage they can. And if you can stack it up and we can get some FHLB funds, then we'll do that as well.
So is there a such thing as a list of programs that will take a third position? Is there such thing as a list of that?
I think the list is pretty short.
Right. Everybody wants to be the first, of course, but you know, it's just we're in a day and age that everybody is trying to get everything they can, every penny that's out there. They want that penny, right? So I'm just trying to ask the question to see if we can have, you know, HPE, FHLB, MMP, you know, just stack them until we just have no money out of pocket.
No, Alicia, no.
As far as I
would
know,
be the best agent ever if I could find that for my client.
Well, as far as I know right now, it's a list of one, which would be our program, FHLB.
Okay.
Greg, do you know of any others?
No, I do not. Those are the only one. I mean, those two, but again, FHLB, you got to watch out for the money that it goes very fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Not as a third trust, but you just basically a lot of people use it for a second mortgage and they don't have the grant to use.
Right.
So we have a lot of people, a lot of lenders going after that sources of money, and it goes very fast. I mean, by July, it's typically gone.
Right.
Absolutely. Most funds are when there's something out there. So I know you guys mentioned, I think you mentioned November is the time frame for HPE. So we want our buyers to take advantage of this 12,500, then we need them to get started. We need to have everything rolling. They have a conversation with you and all that so that we can have them straight before November, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'd love to chat with them. We'll talk through all the options, understand their, you know, each borrower's financial picture, make sure that their current address is eligible, and then you know, qualify them for the spring buying season. Get them out there, and you know, hopefully the inventory from your guys' perspective is kind of shaken out a little bit, and maybe a few more homes on the market as it gets sunnier outside, and we can help some buyers together.
Exactly.
But Alicia, there is some urgency to this program because we were told that November they're going to maybe October they'll reevaluate it and either keep it going or not. But the big push was because of the presidential election. There was a lot of uncertainty because of that, and so we have the money now, so we should at least try. And it's a big number. 12,500 plus another 1,000 is a big number. I don't think I've ever seen it at that level. I've probably seen some close to that, but not. 12,500 was great, and all of a sudden they said, well, we'll throw in another $1,000 for a home warranty and a reimbursement of your appraisal, and I thought that was fantastic.
That's
So,
excellent. A reimbursement, the appraisal is, everybody's not always thrilled about a home warranty, but to know that they can get the appraisal money back, a lot of people are kind of happy about that, because that appraisal is, it kind of hits them like, wait a minute.
yeah.
Right.
I didn't know I had to pay that. So, so is there anything other than that program, or that Ameris Bank has that we need to know about? Like, what else you got good?
Well, Eric, if I could just mention, so what happens is sometimes I was in a first-time homebuyer seminar in Manassas, and we were going through people. They were going through the addresses, and about 60% qualified, and 40% were just outside these certain areas, that were on the link. And so we have a grant for $7,500 for
Okay.
some of those folks. Again, it goes back to the thing. My income limit is 120, 320, 120,000. Let's just keep it simple. So when we talked about income, a majority of those, maybe of the 40% that were outside the program, there was a high percentage that did qualify for that. And so we moved at least we have 7,500 for that if they didn't
Right.
qualify for eligibility, but it's based on income, and they can buy wherever they want.
Okay, that's good to know. And then we want to also let them know we have an event coming up, Fitness, Fun, and Finance. And it's going to be on April the 13th. And they can come out and they can get pre-qualified on the spot. And you guys will be there.
Yes.
Yes.
That's good news, right?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yes, they'll be there ready to put your address in to see if you qualify for the program. And then if you do, then we're going to start, getting everything together so that we can find you your home of choice. But that is excellent. I mean, I'm very excited about the programs. I'm hoping a lot of people have been using it already. Like, you guys are busy, but not too busy for us, but busy working on qualifying first-time home buyers in Maryland. And because we need it. I mean, the first-time home buyers, they really, really need the assistance. Everybody thinks that, people don't need help. They need help and they want homes. Some people are tired of renting. These rent prices are just really escalating fast. So once they look at the numbers and realize you're paying somebody else's mortgage, you could be paying your own, and then it's like, well, I don't have the money to do it, but you got 12,500 sitting there waiting, and all you have to do is reach out to Greg or Eric at Ameris Bank, or show up on April 13th at the event so that you can get qualified right there. Yeah.
And also, so how would people get in touch with you? Is there a link? Is there an email address, a phone number that you can give so that people can reach out to you once they see this video and inquire about this $12,500 for first-time home buyers?
Absolutely. I can be reached. I'm Eric Wagner, and I can be reached at area code 703-899-3528. And that's my mobile number, so you can either call or text. You can also reach me at eric.wagner@amerisbank.com. And Greg, you can give yours contact info as well.
Sure. The best way for me is email, and it's greg.fritz@amerisbank.com. And I just want to say, if they send their address, it'll take me 3 minutes to place that in. I'll copy it, send it right back. Or I'd like to, maybe if they leave their phone number, I would like to call and just walk through that with them. Again, that's the first step, and they'll have that in their hands.
Right. So everybody, you need to pick up that phone or go to your computer and call you guys and get that address put in so you can get that $12,500 so you can go to closing on your first home. Yes. So I think that is very, very good.
Yes, I did want to say, Mr. Greg, I appreciate your compassion for your clients and for buyers. I can see it in your face, like your whole demeanor. You're very concerned about what you're able to do for someone else. And I can appreciate that. And I thank you for that, being that person. That makes a big difference. As you can see, AMR Elite Realtors, we do not try to deal with vendors that don't have the same compassion, the same integrity, the same thought process that we have, to make sure we take care of our buyers, our sellers. And even if it's someone, a renter, anyone asking questions, we make sure that we take care of you. So, and I appreciate that we found that in Mr. Greg and Mr. Eric. Thank you guys so much
Yes.
It's
Thank
been a
you.
delight
Appreciate
to
it.
speak with you all this morning, as usual. As Juanita said, don't forget, we do have April the 13th, our fitness, fun, and finance event. We'll have several vendors selling fitness and wellness items. We'll have a personal trainer there. We'll work out in the parking lot.
So wear your workout clothes. Wear your workout clothes. You don't have to wear a three-piece suit.
Right,
Wear
right.
your workout clothes because we're going to be outside and we're going to have some fun. Bring the children if you have to. We
Yes,
try to
there'll
be
be
family
games.
oriented because we have families too. You don't
Yes.
have to find a babysitter. Bring them here.
Right. We are very family friendly, bring everybody. We try to accommodate everybody. And we would just love to see you. I know Charles County Health Department is going to be there with their mobile testing van. And we'll see what other tidbits we'll have for everyone. It'll be a drawing every 30 minutes. So we'll be doing
Every 30 minutes.
a drawing and all of that. Yes. So we're just excited about being able to do this again, the Fitness, Fun, and Finance event for the community. Thanking Mr. Greg and Mr. Eric. They're going to be joining us this year. This is going to be their first year. So everybody got to show up and show out for them. Okay.
Bring their address information to get that $12,500.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
But it's
Absolutely. It'll
been
be fun.
great. It's been great. As always, thank you so much. And who are we, Juanita? What are we, Juanita?
Our reliable realtors providing
Exceptional service. No need to go far.
Come on
down to AMR.
AMR.
I have my AMR up here, but it's backwards. But that's okay. You know what it is. Love you guys. Thank you so much for chiming in this morning. And we'll see you next time on Coffee and Conversations with AMR Elite Realtors.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right.
Guys.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.